Dalton, 30 seconds. Tell us about Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence had a really good sophomore year and then really kind of a disappointing third year. We had high expectations going into this year. He was up to like the QB5 in Dynasty, I believe, going into last offseason. He got kind of really added to the offense. Like everyone was expecting him to take that huge step forward to be in that elite tier, and he really just took a step back. The whole offense did. I personally do not think it's a T-Law problem. Some people do. I think that the wide receivers just were not that good, and the scheme wasn't as great. They ran the ball a lot. The team kind of just collapsed down the end. I'm expecting big bounce back year for Trevor Lawrence this next year.
Okay, so we're going to get into some trades. Just to keep in mind, the format is 12 teams, start 10, super flex, 1.75 tight end premium, and 4-point passing touchdown. So, Jeff, I will start with you. Are you taking Trevor Lawrence or the 105?
I'm going to take Trevor Lawrence in this spot. The 105, yes, does give you flexibility, but I like T-Law still as a high-end, nice quarterback to have in a super flex league, 12-team QB scarcity. Give me the guaranteed quarterback, Trevor Lawrence.
You agree, Dalton?
Yeah, I think the 105 is a little bit cheap for Trevor Lawrence personally.
Okay, what if I made that the 104?
I think that's very even, super even actually. That's probably about as going value right now. I'm going to squeak out T-Law here still. The 104 doesn't get as much choice as, say, the 103, even though it's kind of the same tier. But I'm going to take T-Law here just barely.
Jeff, you agree?
I agree. I'm going to mitigate the risk of the draft pick and just take T-Law.
Okay, what if I made that the 103?
There, I'm going to take the flexibility, the 103, or the guarantee of getting the second quarterback off the board or Marvin Harrison. I'll take the 103 in that spot.
I'm cool with the 103 there. I think that's the cutting point where you got to be like, all right, T-Law, I'll see you.
Okay.
Hey guys, real quick, make sure to subscribe and like the video. We're trying to reach 100 subscribers, and when we do, we will be giving away a free roster review to one of you. Back to the video.
So now we're going to look at a tier down. So start with you, Dalton. Are you taking Trevor Lawrence or are you taking Brock Purdy and Jaden Reed?
This is an interesting one. If you look at Keep Track Cut right now, Brock Purdy and Trevor Lawrence are back-to-back, which is very interesting because they're definitely different talent levels and different prospects when they came out of college and all that. To me, it really just depends on your opinion on Brock Purdy. Do you think he's going to be good for 2 more years and then kind of flame out when he doesn't get signed? Do you think Brock Purdy's the long-term answer in San Fran? If you do, I would take the Brock Purdy side. If you don't believe in Brock Purdy, simple as that, I would take the Trevor Lawrence side. I think that's as simple as you get.
Jeff?
I'm going to take Trevor Lawrence here. Purdy, there's no guarantee. Dude, you saw how Garoppolo had his magical run with them and that fizzled out. Not saying that that's going to happen to Purdy. I think Purdy's better than Garoppolo, but you never know. There's no long-term deal there. He's getting paid pennies. And I'm not the biggest fan of Jaden Reed, so I'm just going to take T-Law in that spot.
So if I were to change that to a 10-team start 10, would your answer change?
No, I'll still take T-Law.
Okay, Dalton?
I think my answer changes here. I don't really give an answer, but I would take T-Law in the 12-team, but in the 10-team, I'm going to take the Purdy and Jaden Reed side. You can see that quarterbacks in that 16 to 18 point per game range tend to be much more replaceable. And Brock Purdy and Trevor Lawrence both tend to fall in that range. So I am perfectly fine moving off of T-Law to get that very similar production of Brock Purdy. Just T-Law is more replaceable in 10-team start 10. It's as simple as it gets. In the 12-team, there's just less of those 17 point per game quarterbacks to go around. So I will be taking T-Law in the 12-team, but in the 10-team, I will take Purdy and the solid wide receiver Jaden Reed.
Okay, so next we're going to be looking at tiering up. I'll start with you, Dalton. Are you taking Trevor Lawrence and Nico Collins or Justin Herbert?
This one's really interesting. If you saw this like last offseason, like what the hell's going on here? Who's Nico Collins? But Trevor Lawrence was so hyped. It really depends on your opinion on Trevor Lawrence too. I know I keep saying your opinion on these players, X, Y, and Z, whatever. I think the process move is taking T-Law and Nico Collins. If you believe that Trevor Lawrence can jump back up into that Herbert tier, which I do believe he can. It's kind of difficult though because Justin Herbert is just that. Like he's going to be good. But I'm going to take the process move. I'm going to go T-Law and Nico Collins here.
Jeff?
I agree. I'm also going to go with T-Law and Nico Collins. Justin Herbert's really great, phenomenal arm talent, but they did hire Jim Harbaugh, who loves to run a power run scheme. You don't know how that's going to translate. They might try to just limit Herbert's pass attempts a little bit more than what they used to, and with that, that's going to be enough of an edge for me where I like T-Law and Nico enough to take the package.
So last trade, we're going to be looking at tiering up another tier. I'll start with you, Jeff. Are you going to take Trevor Lawrence and Sam Laporta or C.J. Stroud?
Wow, that's close. I love T-Law and Laporta, and I believe in them both. But Stroud, going into his second year, probably going to get maybe another weapon. They just re-signed Dalton Schultz, who's not that big of a deal, but a nice receiver for him to have. I'll go with C.J. Stroud just to ensure that I get that elite quarterback just in case T-Law doesn't pan out the way I think. I will tier up and play it safer and guarantee myself C.J. Stroud in the 12-team.
You don't? You agree?
I'm going to disagree here. This depends on format for me. If it's a 6 point, I will be taking Stroud just because he's on that next level of quarterback. He's going to be putting up a ton more points than T-Law. And a 4 point, I think their points per game will be relatively similar. And Sam Laporta in a 1.75 10 in premium is worth probably 2 firsts. He's a very, very, very solid foundational piece to have. So I think T-Law is going to increase his value this next coming season. I think enough to make me take T-Law Laporta. All right, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Check out our other videos if you did. Make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.